They thought it was just another ancient skull buried beneath the frozen soil of Scandinavia. But when scientists brushed away the dirt, they found something terrifying. A skull cracked perfectly across the temple, a rusted iron mask lying beside it, and a single carved symbol no one could explain. The mark of the Valkyrie. Who was this man? Why was he buried alone, far from any Viking settlement? And why does the valley where he rests still echo with screams when the wind blows? Deep within the northern wilderness, surrounded by mountains that pierce the clouds, lies the forgotten land of Jørndalen, the Iron Valley. For centuries, the place was cursed. Locals whispered that no crops grew there, no animals stayed overnight, and no man who entered ever returned the same. In 2024, a team of archaeologists from the University of Oslo arrived to investigate strange magnetic readings in the valley's bedrock. They expected minerals. They found death. Buried 2 meters underground was the skeleton of a man in his 30s. His bones were thick, a warrior's frame, but his skull, it told a different story. He hadn't died in battle. He had been executed. A single powerful blow had crushed his temple and his wrists, bound tightly by what used to be leather straps. Beside him lay fragments of an iron mask, the kind Vikings used only in sacred ceremonies, not for prisoners, not for criminals, for heroes. The mask carried one strange symbol, a pair of wings wrapped around a sword. Runic experts translated it to mean Mark of the Valkyrie. The Valkyries, according to Norse myth, were the choosers of the slain, divine beings who carried fallen warriors to Valhalla. But this man hadn't been honored. He'd been hidden. Old Norse records mention a commander named Arvid the Iron-Blood, feared by enemies, respected by his men, until one night changed everything. During a winter raid on the western fjords, his army was ambushed. Only a handful survived. The survivors claimed Arvid fled the battle, abandoning them to die. To the Vikings, cowardice was the greatest sin. Arvid was captured by his own people, brought before the chieftain, and sentenced to die, not as a warrior, but as a disgrace. His body was left in the Iron Valley, unmarked, unremembered, unworthy. But centuries later, the discovery of his burial challenges that story. The position of his body, the mask, the offerings around him, they all suggest a ritual burial of honor. Someone had secretly given him the respect his people had denied. Perhaps Arvid never fled that night. Perhaps he stayed behind to fight, sacrificing himself so his men could escape. And the ones who survived rewrote the truth, branding their savior as a coward to hide their shame. Now, with every analysis, every new piece of evidence, the past grows louder. Thermal scans of the valley reveal hundreds of buried metal fragments, pieces of swords and shields, suggesting a massive battle once took place there. But history never recorded it. Someone wanted it forgotten. Today, when the winter storms sweep across Iron Valley, locals say they hear the clang of steel and the echo of a single voice. I did not run. Maybe it's the wind. Maybe it's guilt carried on the snow. Or maybe the warrior who died in disgrace still waits for his justice. History is written by those who survive. But sometimes the dead have their own way of telling the truth. And deep in the Iron Valley, that truth is whispering louder than ever.